Comic books, comic books, comic books. Let's talk about some comic books. Russ, it was a great day. I went to your shop. I bought 2 new collections for the comic fam. I'm excited.
Yep.
It's awesome. We also have a hot list to talk about.
We do have a hot list, and I'm always incredulous when I look at the list and go, "Oh, I totally sold that for $5 last week."
There's a couple of them on here where I'm like,
I'm looking at a couple of these going, "Yup."
What are we talking about right now? We're talking about CBSI, comicbookinvest.com.
Mm-hmm.
They put out this list every week. It's a review of all the hot comic books that have been spiking for that week.
Yes, it is.
So hit that like, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into it here at number 10. Now, you think when Catwoman comes on the list, we're talking art germ, but no. Coming in at number 10, we have Catwoman number 7, the Ben Oliver variant.
Yeah, this is a really interesting one. Now, DC's been doing some shakeups with variant covers. A lot of the people who have been doing normal variants, we saw Frank Cho leave Harley Quinn. We saw Art Germ leaving Catwoman. Now, we don't know how long this is going to be for, but all of a sudden, Art Germ's done 1 through 6 cover variants, and Ben Oliver does number 7 out of the gate looking outstanding. Now, number 8 has a different variant artist, but Art Germ's coming back for number 9. So be on the lookout for these Catwoman covers. This one's coming in around $10 is what it's settled at.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate too. I mean, from the look of it, this is a gorgeous comic.
Oh, yeah.
He held his own. I mean, if you guys remember, Catwoman had a number of gorgeous covers last year.
Oh my God.
My favorite was that Christmas one, number 6.
The Christmas one was so good. I really do like the Dolly-esque unraveling.
Number 5.
Oh, so good. Yeah,
oh my gosh. All right. And I just got to say, number 4, classy.
Mm-hmm.
Classy. So when we see Oliver coming in and with this issue number 7, a lot of people got worried, but still, it's a hot book. People are picking it up. And I think we need to be keeping an eye out on Ben.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to number 9.
Number 9, we have Young Justice number 1, the Jimenez variant. Now, this one's going for $15 to $20, but understand there were a ton of great variants on this book. I know that there was a Derek Chu Impulse variant that I really, really liked.
That's right. My bet was that Yasmin Putri Robin variant. I thought that was going to be the hot one of this run.
Oh, definitely. Putri did such a fantastic job on the Nightwing variants that we saw earlier this year.
More than one.
I know, on a lot of those really, really good variants. There also is a Sketch variant. There's a Wonder Girl variant. There's an Amethyst Princess of Gemworld variant. There's a lot of good buzz about Young Justice, especially with the tie-ins for the DC streaming service.
Heck, there's a blank cover. Go out there and get one of your favorite artists to sketch on it.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye out for Young Justice. We have more characters that are on the younger side going to make this list, just like they have recently. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's move on to number 8. We have Captain Marvel number 17, the second print, again, making the list in just a few months. This is another record breaker. Amazing.
This book is astounding, and it's just one of those that low print run. The second print was even lower than that, and it's just a high demand book right now. Kamala Khan is a very popular character.
We have an 8.5 breaking records at $411, but wait, we have a 9.6 that just sold at $900. This is a second print. This is a newer book. Miss Marvel has made this list all last year. Movie is coming out this year. I'm excited to see where all these Miss Marvel keys land.
Definitely, Tom. I agree with that, and I'm very, very excited about the movie. Now, coming in at number 7, we had the community involved in this one. Tom decided to post a little poll about last week's question.
Coming in at number 1 on the list last week was that gorgeous Harley Quinn variant. Now, I posed a question to the audience. Is this the new Batgirl 23? I mean, that's what has been being posted on Instagram all this last week. People picking up this book. People picking up multiple copies of this book.
Oh, yeah.
All right. But we have answers because the community came through.
That's good.
All right. So let's see. Is it the next Batgirl variant?
Well, 7% said no, and that's actually much lower than I expected.
Wasn't expecting that.
I mean, Tedesco did a fantastic job with this variant. Again, I thought it was underrated. I personally didn't think it was the next Batgirl 23, but as far as the response, this is very, very low on this one.
61% of our audience said yes, this is the next Batgirl variant.
Okay, and I hope they all found it out while hunting.
All right, and then that leaves with the last remaining 30% said, you know what? I don't know. I want them both.
Okay, that's probably the best answer, actually.
That's actually where I sit. That's the camp I'm in.
I'm okay with both of
And
them.
thanks
yeah.
for picking it up for me.
Oh yeah, no problem. We actually have one of those that's going to be going out to the comic book community.
Which is really cool because this book's already now spiking up to $30.
Number 7 this week. It's crazy. Just so yes, it's still sticking around and it does have staying power. Where is it going to be next week? Who knows?
That's right. We have to wait and see. Not before we touch on number 6 on the list, because we have a Mr. Miracle comic book making an appearance. Now, I'm a little surprised because I saw Mr. Miracle number 6 and I know this key. This is a key that I really appreciate. This is a key that I've known for quite a long time, but not for this reason.
So the reason why we're seeing this book on it now is because it's the first appearance of the Female Furies. There is a new miniseries starting mid-February, early March that is going to be the Female Furies. And for those that you don't know, this is Jack Kirby goodness, oh granny goodness, and Big Barda. We have a female team of baddies, actually. And this is their first appearance in Mr. Miracle number 6.
We haven't seen them grace the screen since their dynamite appearance on Smallville back in 2000 and what was it, 10?
I think so.
Somewhere way back when.
Roundly forgettable. I mean, I honestly didn't even remember that they showed up because it was a blip on the radar at that point.
This book was once a $10, $15 book, now going for 30 plus. But I did mention I knew this book not because of that first appearance. I know this book because of Funky Flashman. Funky Flashman, and you should too, comic fam. Everybody should know who Funky Flashman is. Who is Funky Flashman, Russ?
Funky Flashman is a Jack Kirby drawn depiction of, well, not very flattering depiction of Mr. Stan Lee.
You see, for those of you who don't know, Jack and Stan, they had their differences, and the way that they kind of worked them out over the years, if you can say they did, they did it in the comic, specifically this comic, because Jack drew a caricature of Stan Lee, and that's actually how I knew this comic book.
Well, and understand that this is DC.
That's
so
right.
when he was not working at Marvel anymore under the thumb of Stan Lee, he had the opportunity to branch out and do some other things. Now, this
isn't the first time it's happened, right?
No, it's not. In the same realm of given a stiff finger on the way out the door, there's that lovely Strange Tales 181.
Oh, hell yeah, Starlin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Jim Starlin, we know he quits and he's back and he quits and he's back. He's very much like that. But he does an amazing caricature of Stan Lee and John Romita. And oh my God, it is it's pretty biting.
Yeah, we'll throw it up and the comic fan can pause to read all of this, but it's a little bit of an insight on how these creators that we all appreciate kind of view the business side of what makes the comic book industry happen and keep it alive.
Well, yeah, and these creators, if they're creating comics, that's how they do. Jack Kirby even made a less than thinly veiled jab at John Byrne in Destroyer Duck number 2.
Yeah.
You know, he made another character that very much was a lambasting, very negative light of John Byrne in a really low print run book near the end of his career.
Interesting stuff. But you know what? Mr. Miracle making the list, and shout out to Steranko, the magician that character was based off of.
I know, even more interesting stuff. Yep.
All right. We're halfway through the list. Time to give some shout outs to members in the community, Russ. They are going out, they're finding stuff. And you know what? I'm getting more tags on Instagram than I ever have. And it is making me feel pretty damn good because people are finding some really good deals.
It's great, and it seems like every week we have more and more people watching, more and more people hunting. And right now we have the collector guy who found a Fantastic Four number 48.
He was stoked. He got his Grail this week, so congratulations. That's got to feel good. I remember my first FF48. It did not look as good as yours. So very cool there. Carolina Chris coming in with an Avengers 684. All right, picking up that first Immortal Hulk. There's a lot of people banking on that book.
Oh, definitely. Edwin Ocasio got 2 copies of Harley Quinn 57, Immortal Hulk number 2, and 2 copies of Aquaman the 15 Black Manta variants, which was on the list last couple weeks.
Then we have Jim Comics picking up a first and that gorgeous second print of Hulk 377. He's banking on Professor Hulk.
Well, speaking of 377, DJ Spires Comics found a bunch of comics in the $2 bin, including a 377.
Then a huge shout out to Smiley Tory, showing off that Harley 57, picking up the number 1 of the list last week.
Really great. Again, congratulations to everyone out in the fam who's doing a great job hunting.
All right, let's jump into this list back at number 5 because we got a new book here and you read it and we got giveaways. Oh, there's so much happening, Russ. Just blow the comic book community's minds right now.
Number 5, we have White Widow number 1, and we happen to have a main cover and a red foil cover of these for the giveaway comic fan this week.
Walked into your store. Sorry, I have to interrupt you. I have to give you more kudos. Walked into the store. This guy goes, hey, Tom, grab this, grab this. It's probably going to be on the list tonight, so I'm putting it in your bin.
Yes, no, we knew. Before we even got the email from Jack over at CBSI, it was definitely a, hey, Tom, this is probably going to be on the list. We know it's super, super hot. So we've seen these books ranging anywhere from $10 to $50 for the main cover. We're seeing sets going on. There's a Kickstarter one out there. There's variant covers out there. The CBSI list says $30, but we're seeing a lot of them in the $20 to $30 range for the main cover. And we are giving these away. Now, this is an interesting one because we've seen a ton of buzz about this for at least the last 6 months. The writer, creator, artist Jamie Tyndall has done covers for Zenescope and Valiant and Marvel and all of these places. So this was a big, buzzy book. And
it's shiny.
it is beautiful. It's a beautiful book. And even in there, it says page 5, page 12, and page 13 done by Jamie Tyndall. And you can very clearly tell that those are the 3 pages that look absolutely the best in the book. It is not good. And I'm like, really, I read it and it just feels, I found myself kind of wishing it was like one of those, grim fairy tale books where you're like, oh, maybe I get to see a top of nope. Oh, now it's ads. Oh, well.
Well, it's just so blatantly like this is our take on a spider. It's just another Spider-Woman, but not with Marvel's backing.
That was kind of it. And it was like I have a symbiote suit and it does things and it feels me and I look like a spider and
That's the big difference here. It's essentially the same type of character, but the suit and her mind are connected.
Yeah, it was interesting, but
not your thing.
I don't know. Some people will like it, but the dialogue seemed really, really, rushed, and it just seemed like the plot wasn't very cohesive. And the covers are gorgeous. Covers for number 2 look fantastic. Maybe it'll pick up steam, but quite honestly, it was a little lackluster.
A lot of hype is probably what's moving this book
up
and up. But you know what? Coming in at number 4 and number 3, we're going to do a little 2-parter here. All right. I'll just set the stage here because we have some hype that I think we need to bring it back down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because this week we saw the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. We've been waiting on this.
Oh, yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. I'm pumped. Did you see the fishbowl head?
Oh, yeah.
Heck yes.
Right.
Like that's what I was worried about.
It's what we wanted.
It's what we needed. Okay. Yeah. But here we go. Okay. Coming in at number 4, we have Supernatural Thrillers number 8, The Living Mummy. Did you see The Living Mummy in the trailer? No, you didn't.
Nope.
No, we saw a lot of things in the trailer. We're going to get into what we saw, but what we do know is that this book, which was once a $10 to $15 book, is now exceeding $50. Why? Because it's the first appearance of the Elementals. Okay. Pause. We're going to move on to the number 3 on the list now, because to no surprise, we have ASM 212 making the list, which is the first appearance of Hydro Man.
And we were seeing him on the list 6 months ago when we first got the teaser of the movie on Instagram. And it's like, oh, look, there's a bunch of water. Maybe it's Hydro Man. So now we're closer to confirmation.
ASM 212. Take a look at these eBay listings. Prices are all over the place.
Wow.
Okay, so couple hints in the trailer. We had ASM 212 on a license plate.
Right.
All right. We also had 28 of September 1965. First appearance of Molten Man on a license plate.
Oh my God.
Okay. Are the studios screwing with us? They may be, because we know that Mysterio is known for being a little bit of a trickster. There is a very good potential that all of these villains may not actually be in the movie. And the community has sided on a couple different answers. They think it's either going to be Hydro Man, Is it going to be Molten Man? Like, you just sold your ASM 28.
I did.
After how long?
It's been on my wall for, I think, 8 or 9 years. I mean, honestly, I brought it to every single show I've done in the last almost decade.
All right. Is it going to be supernatural thrillers? Are we going to see the elementals make the play? Or is Mysterio causing a facade? Well, we're going to find out soon, but not before the community speculates and drives the prices of these comics.
Now, stepping far, far away from any movie speculation, we have at number 2, 5 Ronin number 4.
Gorgeous.
This is beautiful, and I saw the cover of this and looked and realized I think these may be in my dollar bin.
Ooh, you got to go hunting, Russ. Sometimes you got to go hunting in your own long box.
Maybe because truthfully, this is something that was not on my radar at all, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. And last year, this book was about $30. It's the beautiful Psylocke cover.
Why cover variants, Russ?
I don't even know.
Why should I cover any variants?
We should never cover variants.
Let's just not cover variants ever. Who cares? Let them just do what they do. $30, right? Like, it probably went up $5-10.
Nope.
What? Oh, 10, $20.
It's about $70 now, Tom.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
It's about $70.
In less than 12 months?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we should keep an eye on some of these variants.
We really actually should. Although you can get the David Mack variant, and that's only $5. Huh? So it's not anything about the story. It's really the main cover, and that's the one that's so desirable right now.
And then rounding out the list at number 1, Young Avengers, number 1 making the list, surprising a lot of people this week. It looks like we may be seeing a little bit of a change in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, we know that a lot of the actors in there have, gotten a little long in the tooth. They've been acting for a while.
Did you see that meme of Hugh Jackman from when he was in X-Men 1 to now?
No, I have not.
It is crazy. Sit here and think about it. How long he's been doing
over a
it.
decade, yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. These actors, they're getting older.
Right.
A lot of them don't even want to do it anymore. You got to imagine these guys are like, all right, and gals are like, I'm getting done.
Right.
I'm getting done. So it looks like now, as of this week, we have talk of a younger version of an Avengers movie getting some screen time.
Okay, well, I mean, that totally makes sense because, again, Robert Downey Jr. has been Tony Stark for 11 years now. You know, and a lot of these, you need to either pass the torch to the Young Avengers or pass it on to a Riri or pass it on to, Rescue. I mean, someone else has to do it. And Young Avengers is a nice, fresh-faced team.
We had Loki making the list last week.
Kid Loki, yep.
So we got to keep an eye out for these young characters. I mean, last year we were talking about Princess Fisk. Last year we were talking about Crush. We have a lot of characters that are already hot in the community. Let's watch them this year, and maybe they'll be making the screen because this one book has seen spikes up to $50.
My only hope is that they're not going to pull what they're doing with the new X-Men, because every single time they bring in new characters, young actors, if the actors don't understand the source material and don't have a passion about it, it really comes across. I am not excited for Dark Phoenix.
I was going to say, you haven't even seen Dark Phoenix yet, and we already know
I'm already not looking forward to it because it looks like all of the people in there who are great actors and actresses are just not passionate about it, and I'm hoping we can get a good crew of people to do Young Avengers who are really into it and know how important these characters are.
Keep an eye out for Young Avengers number 6. That's the first appearance of Stature, another character on this team you may want to be keeping an eye out for. Thank you so much to comicbookinvest.com, CBSI, for putting together this list for us to cover and to provide to the comic book community every week. We do appreciate it.
Make sure you like and subscribe, comment down below for an opportunity to win both covers of White Widow number 1. And as always, geek responsibly.
Enough said. All right, congratulations, Christopher Briggs, the Ghost Rider. You won this Harley Quinn. Hit the description to find out how to contact us so I can get this mailed out to you. It has been a full year since we started the mystery mail call. We started this in February with 25 people last year. It's grown quite a bit. And I announced this week we're going to be sending out a Hulk 181 in the February mail call batch to one lucky member. So hit the description. We're currently taking enrollment. Now is a good time to join the community. But thank you so much to the comic book community for giving us a shot. If you have tried us out over this last year, you helped us grow so much, and we are now able to offer this internationally, and that's new as of this week too. So it's been a great year. I'm excited to send out even more awesome comics, but I really do appreciate you, and I know the whole team does as well. Anyways, have a great weekend. Good luck on the hunt, and as always, you know what to do.